everybody. It is Thursday, August 17, 2023. This is your daily sports betting brand of record. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all of sports betting, and it's not close. Now, the opening round of the BMW Championship delayed just a little bit. They've got some weather going in Chicago, but it should start in no time. Now, I tell you guys this all the time, and it is without fail. The last 2 weeks of August are absolute bananas. Preseason football, soccer starting. You don't know how the teams are going to be. And it seems like teams in baseball just don't care. But we got to get through it. Another bad day at the brand, but we own it. But you know the one thing we always tell you? Money management. A 2 and 6 day shouldn't affect you at all if you're doing it with us together. But it also sparked an idea. And I think every single Tuesday during the NFL season, because you have those great wins, and then you have the wins or losses like last night that you want to punch the television. So we're going to have a segment where you get to participate as well at home. You're not bad beats, but just your worst story or your best story. It can be negative. It can be positive. But you know what also makes me positive? When I bring in the stars of the show. Because today I got my absolute very best, and we're going count them up 5 wide today. What a glorious looking screen. You got my man, the counselor, Danny Brasco, because there's a big UFC in Boston, B-Town, this weekend. You got the sniper. He's been up all night. And then, of course, Buckets. He just happened to stumble into the show this morning, and here he is. Congratulations, sir, by the way. Let's just get it out of the way. 15 seconds. You won a showdown yesterday. You can talk.
Did I win a showdown?
Oh, my God.
Wow. I did it.
Wow.
I did it.
Wow. That's even worse. That's even worse than him talking trash. That's even worse. Oh my God. I know, Danny. I want to look at the ceiling too if it wasn't going to pull my cords out. Okay. Oh my gosh. All right. That's a great way to start the show. All right. But another positive way to start the show is this is week 2 of the NFL preseason. And what have we seen in years past as we take our notes? Week 2, the offenses open up. Usually the overs start to come in. Tonight, the Browns and Eagles. So that's where we're going to start. Thursday night football. The Eagles are favored by 3.5. The money line for the Browns is plus 150. The total sitting there at 37.5. So let's let a pro start this. Counselor, where are you going tonight in this game?
Well, welcome everybody. We are Sean Taylor days away from NFL kickoff. Of course, that is 21, best safety of all time, mind you. You know, this is interesting because look at the total here. It's 37.5. What we're used to seeing in the preseason is like 33, 32, maybe 33.5. So the total's pretty high. The Eagles favored by 3.5 is pretty high too. It's actually 4 in some places. I would probably go with the Browns here. I'm going to avoid the total altogether, but I really like Dorian Thompson-Robinson. Don't forget what I said about him at the Hall of Fame game. Nobody was talking about DTR except for me, and this dude is electric. He's actually going to start and play the entire first half most likely, and then it's going to be Kellen Mond. And then on the other side, you're going to see some Mariota, some Ian Book, some Tanner McKee. I really give the edge to the Browns here. I mean, I'll go ahead and take the points. I like what I'm going. I don't really like Kellen Mond, but I think I like what I'm going to see out of DTR. So give me the Browns and the points.
I love that analysis. Sometimes in preseason football, ladies and gentlemen, you got to look at the team that has something to prove. And the Eagles have nothing to prove. They want to stay healthy and get to week 1. So sometimes in the preseason, you lean into the other team. I love that, Counselor. All right, sniper. Where are you going on Thursday Night Football, sir?
I'll go against him and go with the Eagles. Maybe we get one Mariota drive. It seems like he thrived in the system. Maybe Ian Book can thrive in that same system. And other than that, I mean, it's preseason. So what am I going to do more analysis here? I did want to say one thing. Number 21, I got to go with Deion there on this being Deion Sanders. They love Sean Taylor. Great selection, obviously. But 21 for me is always Deion.
Man, that's a really good take. That would be a really good discussion. Which number 21 would you go for? Because there's a lot of good ones. Sean Taylor, Deion Sanders. Buckets, I'm not going to ask you. I'm not going to ask you. You'll give me somebody from Turkey Super League. All right, Danny Brasco, where are you going on Thursday Night Football?
Well, counselor and coach, you guys took a lot of the analysis right out of my mouth. And like you said, it comes down a lot of time more who you can find the motivation on more so than who has the more talented roster. And I believe that's the Browns in this spot. Now that the line has moved all the way to 3.5 through that key number of 3, even 4, as Sia mentioned on some books, I'll take the points here. There was actually a little scuffle in their cross joint training session where Joel Bitonio felt like the Eagles defenders were taking some cheap shots at Deshaun Watson. Now, you won't see Watson in this game. Like Sia mentioned, you'll see DTR, Dorian Thompson, Robinson, and maybe a little QB competition go in there with Josh Dobbs for the backup. So between the scuffle and the QB comp, I think the Browns have a lot more to play for. I'll take the points too.
All right, so we've got 2 on the Browns. We've got the sniper on the Eagles. So now the 4th member of our crew this morning. Buckus, where are you leaning for Thursday Night Football?
Ooh, Coach, I was hoping you would not ask me, because when I look at these teams and I look at the screen, I have no idea what the hell is going on here. I'm not even going to pretend for a second like I know what I'm doing. However, I am going to back my boy, the sniper, here, just to make it even a 2-on-2 here. Matt, I got your back. Whatever that thing is you do, I'm with you, buddy. Let's go.
Whatever.
The Indiana boys got to stick together. I love it.
Indiana boys got to stick together. I'm seeing way too many Buckets 2024s in the chat. Prop Stars has started something, and now we can't put it back in the can. All right, great analysis by 3 of you. All right, now, many of you have found us every single day this week, 3 p.m. Eastern time, and today we will be there once again. Our last Futures episode, it's the exotic version. So who would I bring in for the exotic version of a Futures episode in the NFL? Well, EC will be one, and the other one, our 5-tool player. Show your face, sort of. AB, what are we talking about today, sir?
Yeah, so all I can show is an avatar face because the camera's off to record here. However, we are going to get all over team totals and exotics. And what do we mean by exotic plays? Well, I'll tell you what. The first one, who has more wins this year, the Tennessee Volunteers or the Tennessee Titans? All right, that's actually a pretty good question, and we're going to find that one out. Also, we have Super Bowl exactas. We have everything that no one is finding across these books. So make sure, pay attention to that.
AB, wait a second. I could have swore by what you just told me that you're allowed to have fun while you're betting on football. Is that the case? Are you allowed?
Tons of it.
Nope. What? Counselor says no. Are we allowed to have fun in this business? What?
Please eject him from the courthouse, please.
Now, as many of you know, we have started to appear more and more and more and more, and the sniper's leading the charge. But many of you are new to the brand. So I need you to download the CBS Sports app. There's all these little selections up there at the top, and you hit on one, and it will bring you to here.
Get breaking news,
big news coming out of the NFL today.
highlights, and instant reactions.
The largest final round comeback in Ford championship history. We're down to the Final Four.
I just want to take time to analyze greatness.
Talk winners and losers with a guy who's already a big winner.
CBS Sports HQ. It's all sports all day long.
And today on CBS Sports HQ, we've got a unique set of crew members showing up across the board. Let's go ahead and show you the schedule today. My man, Chip Patterson. He'll be a part of our college mega preview every single Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. He'll be on today at 1 p.m. talking college football. Then at 6, we're getting you set for the night in sports, kind of a light night in baseball. M Squared, Emery Hunt, and Kenny White. Well, you know football's around the corner if Kenny White is showing up. And then how about a little live betting for you? M Squared and Emery Hunt at 8 p.m. Eastern on prime time scoreboard. All right, now it's time to play that game that has been immortalized by my man Buckets. Pick the prop. And at SportsLine, we have a model. We don't just throw stuff against the wall. And these 5 are the 5 faces or names that you will see. Christian Walker, plus 300. Peter Alonso, plus 325. Justin Turner, plus 375. I always forget he plays for the Red Sox. And Mookie Betts has become a smasher. And then Paul Goldschmidt, plus 450. You couldn't get a hit last night to hit the over in the A's game. You couldn't do that, Paul. Now, Sniper, I'm coming to you because this is your bread and butter. Who's going the yard today?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Alonso here. He's 3 for 7 with 2 doubles in his career against Adam Wainwright, and Wainwright is a shell of his former self. We're going to get to Wainwright a little bit later. Hey, a little foreshadowing here. You know how I like to sprinkle that in. Alonso hit a home run last night after 6 games without a home run. They tend to come in bunches with him. 11 times this season, he's gone with a home run in back-to-back nights.
Personally, I hit the over in the Mets game last night. They started to score runs and also allow a lot of runs as well. All right, Sniper, thank you very much. Danny Brasco, coming to you, big boy. Who do you like?
Well, in honor of Buckets being on the show with me for the very first time, I have to go off the board. I just have to channel my spirit animal, Buckets. And you know where I'm going. Is it actually another SportsLine model pick? Is Trevor Story on the Boston Red Sox, who you're not going to often see because he's just coming back from an elbow injury. But the model knows exactly what the stats show, and Story faces a lefty at home. And over about a 500 career at-bats, basically a season's worth of at-bats, the guy's batting .331 with 46 homers and 110 ribs when he faces a lefty at home. That's the spot he's got. That's the spot I'll take here. Give me Trevor Story off the board, and I'm looking forward to seeing what Buckets does.
Well, apparently you're the producer of the show, so I will allow Buckets to go next. Buckets, courtesy of your boy, Danny Brasco, who you're showing. I don't know how you – I feel like you guys talk behind my back, and I don't know anything about this. All right, Buckets, where are we going today?
Well, in honor of my boy, Danny Brasco, I'm actually going to stay on the board, Coach, and mix it up here, mostly because I made a mistake. I was prepared to give out Jorge Soler for everybody, and then I realized he's not playing today. So I had a whole thing.
I was armed and ready to say that Marlins don't even play.
I was going to hype him up. I had a whole speech ready, but I can't do it. And so instead, because I don't know any players besides the 5 I see and Jorge Soler, we're going to go with Mookie Betts because he's the only one smiling and showing his teeth, and I respect that, Coach. So sticking with Mookie on the board here.
I don't even know that you know Jorge Soler, to be honest with you. I don't even know if you even know that. But again, hashtag next level capper in Pick the Prop is Buckets. And for some reason, Mookie will hit a home run tonight. That is guaranteed. Counselor, please get us back on the track.
Shout out to Chico Valencia, who apparently agrees with Buckets, and he's very specific here. He says, third inning on a 1-2 count, hits one to left field pavilion. Wow. I had to say it out loud in case it actually happens, right? But what I'm going to go with here, and this is a little bit of foreshadowing too, I'm going to go with Christian Walker at plus 300. I mean, he gets to face Rich Hill. Rich Hill just faced this Arizona Diamondbacks team 5 days ago, actually. So he gets to face them again. He's 74 years old. And by the way, Christian Walker has really been hitting home runs. Granted, that was out in Colorado. Now they have to travel to San Diego. A bit of a different story, but I'll take him at plus 300.
All right. Very, very good. You got a little bit of everything right there. So take the information. Do you want to do the work? I didn't think so. Hashtag educate and entertain. But you guys come here for the entertainment. Yes, but you also come here for the picks. And we're getting ready to turn it around as we head into week 2 of the preseason. But before we do that, I got to pay everybody. They're expensive. Here's another word from one of our incredible partners.
Driving into the stadium, seeing everybody tailgating, I get that ready to go feeling.
You know, to walk through the fan section over there and see that many people excited about football, so I'm really looking forward to it.
You get away from football for a little bit and then you start missing and you get that itch again.
For me, that first catch is everything. Once I get one catch, I'm in the zone.
Get back to football.
It's been too long.
We can't wait.
Can't wait.
We can't wait. We can't wait.
Oh, it feels so good, doesn't it? Just right around the corner. 3 weeks from tonight. Lions, Arrowhead, Chiefs. Can't believe I can't be there. Damn it. I tried to pitch doing the show from Arrowhead. They wouldn't go for it. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, look who's in the chat this morning. The wonderful and talented Mackenzie Brooks. And she says, morning, team. Catch the model show right after this at 11 a.m. We are hitting Q&A in college football. If you don't know Mackenzie Brooks, well, get to know her. She's becoming a very important part of our team. And for those of you out there who may be thinking about changing your career or coming out of college and getting into this, Mackenzie Brooks is the model you want to go after. She just came out of college, and she's unbelievably talented and smart, and she's a big-time member of our team. Check that out right here on this channel at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Now, as I said at the top of the show, there is a lot of soccer, a lot of teams, a lot of leagues that are kicking off. We have our brand new Galazzo 24/7 network, and this man is going to be a huge part of that. So, Buckets, I'm coming to you because as I look at my notes, I see 2 games that, A, I can't pronounce, I can't spell, I don't know where they are. I need you to educate me.
I got you, Coach. As you mentioned, we've got 2 matches today, and we're going to be focused on the Europa and the Europa Conference League. And we're going to start off by going back to a classic here. I'm a big fan of the strategy. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's exactly how we're going to bet on the match between Hearts of Midlothian and the Norwegian side, Rosenborg BK here. We're going with both teams to score, sitting at minus 125, because Rosenborg has hit both teams to score in every single one of their Europa Conference games so far. And Hearts of Midlothian, being down 1-2 on aggregate scoring, have to attack here and will be susceptible to the counterattack. So take BTTS in that first matchup. And for our second match, go into the Europa Conference, or the Europa. Who put the cowboy hat on me, Coach? It doesn't
Don't
matter.
act like you don't know. Don't act like you don't know.
It's fine. We're going to look at the matchup between HJK, Helsinki, and Karabag FK here. And we're sticking with the same bet. Both teams to score at minus 135. Helsinki is down 1-2 in aggregate scoring to Karabag. And the Azerbaijani side, Karabag, only knows how to do one thing. Regardless of if they're up in aggregate scoring or not, they're going to push and they're going to go for attack. I think over 2.5 hits in both of these games, but we're taking BTTS, our favorite bet, to keep it safe here, Coach.
Is that your picture from when you were like a freshman in high school?
No, that's my picture from when I was in real estate before SportsLine. I wasn't wearing that hat, to be fair. But
showing apartments with that on.
I don't even know what to say. As the person who runs this brand, sometimes I get upset and I think, man, Buckets is so smart. He's quietly brilliant. And the fact that you would go behind my back and get your own graphics made for the show. Don't act like you didn't do that. Do not act like you didn't do that. Do not insult me. We know you did that. I kind of respect it, to be honest with you. Now, we go from one hashtag next level capper, sort of, to another next level capper. And I'm looking at round 1, and I'm looking at the top 50 in the FedEx Cup standings. Now, delayed a little bit this morning. That's okay. That gives us more time for this first pick from PGA Sia. Counselor, you're up.
Thank you, Coach. Yeah, we were going to have this round 1 matchup tip off at 12:54. It's delayed an hour, so you probably got even more time, probably 1:54 Eastern Standard Time. It's Colin Morikawa minus 130 over Jason Day. And this really just comes down to course fit and recent form. And Colin Morikawa really checks those boxes. Jason Day, not so much. When you're looking at this course at the BMW Championship, Olympia Fields, you're looking for greens in regulation, keeping it in the fairway, approach off the tee. Really, Colin Morikawa has been better than Jason Day across all of those fronts. And by the way, when they played this course in 2020, Colin Morikawa finished 20th, Jason Day finished 64th. Really, every metric you look at, every course history you look at, it is Colin Morikawa minus 130 over Jason Day. Next, we're going back to the first 5. We're going Diamondbacks first 5 money line minus 122. I will note that the money is coming in a little bit on the Padres. This was minus 132 before the show. It has been adjusted, and I think it's in part due to the fact that the Diamondbacks had to travel from Colorado to San Diego. And usually that does, with the altitude issues, that does serve as an issue for those teams. But it's Zach Gallen versus Rich Hill. These same pitchers went against each other literally just 5 days ago. Gallen was impressive, as you might expect. Rich Hill was not impressive, as you might expect. I really like the Diamondbacks right now, coming off 9 losses in a row. They've won 4 or 5. They're relevant again in the wild card race. So I think they're going to be up for this matchup, and I love Zach Gallen on the hill. And I think he's going to beat Rich Hill, minus 132 or minus 122, first 5 money line.
Yeah, I'm not sure, Counselor, why the offense has woken up for Arizona, but it certainly has. Yesterday, they were down late by a run. They scored 3 late, and they win 9-7. That game, by the way, is 8:40 p.m. Eastern time tonight. So it's the night game. We got plenty of time to do that. But Zach Gallen at that price, I would jump on it right now before it goes like that. Now, tomorrow night, today is Thursday, correct? So tomorrow night, we've got PFL 8. And as many of you know, I do all the betting for the PFL. But Saturday, the UFC has a big pay-per-view. It's in Boston. The crowd is always hot. When I was in the WWE, one of my favorite towns to go to, and also one of my favorite towns to leave. Get the construction done already. But this is about the UFC. This is about cashing tickets. And my man, Danny Brasco, is playing the part of Sia today with the top button all the way to the top. All right, big boy. Floor is yours.
Here we go, Coach. UFC 292. Boston's going to be an electric atmosphere, and I cannot wait. And in the main event, the bantamweight belt is on the line. The UFC's best division, the champion, Aljamain Sterling, has been dominant with his grappling, and I cannot believe it. I find myself surprised to be picking Sugar Sean O'Malley to upset him and become bantamweight champion at plus 210 odds here. Look, if Aljo gets off his grappling, gets to O'Malley's back, it could be over quick. Like he says, I get your back, it's a wrap. But I think Sean O'Malley showed us he has more than competent grappling defense in his controversial win over Piotr Jan. So if he can keep Aljo off him for long enough to first put damage on him, you know the old saying by Carlson Gracie, longtime jiu-jitsu legend, you punch a black belt in the face once, they become a brown belt. Do it again, they become a purple belt, so on and so forth. If O'Malley can put damage on him early with that sharp right cross, the timing, the kickboxing, it's rangy, it's problematic with his size. I think he can upset Aljamain Sterling. So I'm going to go with the upset alert down there at the bottom. Let's look at another main card fight. I'm going to go with another dog. All plus money picks for me here in UFC 292. I'm going with Pedro Munoz to pull off the upset at plus 165 over Marlon Chito Vera. Chito's as tough as they come. He's a great fighter, but I think he's just a little bit kind of square, and he's just notorious slow starter. So if Munoz can get started quick, I think the game plan is sort of out on Vera after Corey Sandhagen masterclassed him. Get the volume in his face, maybe go to the grappling, thump the leg kicks, and I think Munoz, who's still tough as nails, never been finished in his career, can pull off another upset win against Vera. And finally, let's go to another big ticket fight. I'm going with Ian Machado Gary to get the knockout win at plus 115 over Neil Magny. Magny jumping in this fight on 1 week's notice. And this is the matchup that Ian Gary had long wanted. Magny's a tough competitor for everyone, but the striking is just too dangerous from Ian Gary, who's training at Killcliff FC. If you guys are reading my SportsLine articles, it's a gym whose fighters I often back. I think his kickboxing is going to be too sharp. Magny's tough as nails, only been knocked out twice in his career, but that chin's been getting checked. He's been getting dropped. I think Ian Gary finds a big knockout win for a highlight. I'm going to take him by knockout at plus 115. There's 3 plus money UFC picks at 292.
Oh, we love seeing plus money. And I heard Danny Brasco say the magic word. If you're a SportsLine member, well, you would have got all of these picks an hour ago if you were a SportsLine member. But guess what? I'll do you a solid right here, right now. I'm going to give you 60% off your first 3 months. Use the promo code COACH, and we're going to give you the best exciting experience. I can't read this stupid promo. No, this is what you want to do. Come be a part of the crew. Come be a part of the team. Come be a part of the fastest growing community in all of sports betting, and we're going to do it for 60% off. That's how you write a promo. That's how you read a promo. This garbage they send to me. Absolute garbage. Now, we've arrived. And part of the reason I like to position my crew the way I like to position my crew is because they perform best in certain situations, except for buckets. So when we get to the end of the show, I like to bring in the closer. I like to bring in the lefty sniper. Let's go.
Let me get that arm stretched out here to close things down. The arm feels probably a lot better than Adam Wainwright's arm feels right about now. And we're going to pick on poor Waino again. But you know what? At this point, it's his fault. It's self-sabotage to keep going out to the mound. I think the reason is he has 198 career wins. They're trying to get him to 200, but it just ain't happening. 8 earned runs in 1 inning pitched last time out, and that was against the Royals. 7 earned runs in 3 innings pitched the time before, and that was against the Rockies, and it was not in Coors Field. It was in St. Louis. An 8.78 ERA all season long for Wainwright. He's just at the end of his rope. What's happening is his out pitch for his entire career was that 12-6 curveball, the old school bender. He even goes by Uncle Charlie on Twitter. In his prime, his fastball was 91.8 miles per hour, not 98, 91.8 miles per hour. Right now it's 86.2. His sinker was 91.6 miles per hour. Now it's 87 miles per hour. When you're throwing that slow, you're basically throwing batting practice when you don't throw the curve, and everybody can sit on the heat or the sinker instead of the curveball because you're throwing that slow. That's what's happening. The Mets are going to knock him around all night. Team total over 5.5 for the Mets. Even if Wainwright throws 4 innings or so and isn't terrible, the Cardinals bullpen has not been very good for a little bit either. So I think we should have smooth sailing here to get over 5.5.
I absolutely agree with you. Quick chat question, Counselor. Do you like Zach Gallen over 5.5 Ks tonight?
I mean, I'm truly just not the K prop guy, but I would lean that way, yes.
Go ask A-Mags on Twitter. He's always on the strikeouts.
There you go. Go ask A-Mags on Twitter. Make sure you type in the right A-Mags. There's like 2 or 3. This always happens in sports betting too. There's people out there that want to be one of us or one of you guys, and they make the same name on their Twitter, so you go to theirs. Has that happened to you guys too?
Oh, I've had several impersonators. I've had to send my followers at them and report them, try to get their page taken down. It happens all. These scammers are out there, guys. Be careful.
Be very, very careful. If you don't see them on this show, and we always put their Twitter handle under their name, you see all of them right there, then don't respond to them. Trust me on that. Especially
I wanted to highlight in the chat, Jason in the chat pointed out that Adam Wainwright is tipping his pitches by pitching. So that's
the line of the day. He's tipping by just throwing the baseball. All right, grab your paper, grab your pencil. Here's the recap, courtesy of AB on the ones and the twos. The counselor, round one today. It's delayed about an hour. You have plenty of time. Colin Morikawa over Jason Day, -130. Then the D-backs, late night tonight. First five money line -122. Love this number with Zach Gallen on the hill, on the bump, on the road. Then Danny Brasco, 3 from UFC in Boston on Saturday. Sean O'Malley in the main event. Interesting here. This is going to be, it's such a difference in styles for the two. You got a striker, you got a wrestler. I'm going to be interested to see how this one goes. Then Pedro Munoz, +165. Ian Gary by KO, +115. See, if you win those two, then by the time you get to the main event, you're playing with house money. So now you can feel great about all three. See? It's all mental. Sniper, one play today. Mets team total over 5.5, -105. And then my man Buckets, 2 plays. And where's this first league at Buckets? They were asking in the chat. Hardham, Midlothian, and Rosenborg.
That is in the Europa Conference League, Coach.
Europa Conference League at -125. It is our favorite bet. Both teams to score. And then in the other league is what, Buckets?
That is just the Europa League for that one.
Just the Europa. They get very creative over in Europe, apparently. Helsinki and Karabakh. Both teams to score -135. I also encourage you to follow Buckets on social media because he's the only guy that we have really in America that goes all over the world for his picks. All over the world. And Buckets, I believe, can I get the 5-shot real quick, AB? I believe that you're going to have your own segment on Fridays for the English Premier League for the weekend. Is that true?
That is the rumors that I am hearing, at least for now, Coach.
They're unleashing Buckets on HQ all by himself.
Nice.
Every week. Wow. Interesting marketing ploy by those people over at CBS Sports HQ. What another great show. I love doing this. There's only one thing left to do, and I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of the start of the week 2 in the preseason NFL tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, love them all. Buckets, counselor, my man Danny Brasco, and of course the sniper, always bringing it strong. I am simply the coach, trying to keep this train on said track. How about a big time thank you as you hit the like button on the way out for our 5-tool player, AB, who will be on our Exotics episode later today with EC and myself at 3 p.m. Eastern time. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's what we're all about every single day since December of 2020. Tell your friends. It's the early edge. Good luck.